Shalom, and welcome to Bible Conservatory. Today we're going to challenge the stupidity of the Three Stooges' interpretation of scriptures in their videos. Jesus is not the prophet, does the Torah prophesy about Jesus, and a prophet greater than Moses? But in this study, we're going to reply to the Stooges' questions and focus on Yeshua as the prophet of Moses.
Chapter 18. The Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from among your fellow Israelites, and you must listen to that prophet. For this is what you yourselves requested of the Lord your God when you were assembled at Mount Sinai. You begged that you might never again have to listen to the voice of the Lord your God, or see this blazing fire for fear you would die. Then the Lord said to me, Fine, I will do as they have requested. I will raise up a prophet like you from among their fellow Israelites. I will tell that prophet what to say, and he will tell the people everything I command him. I will personally deal with anyone who will not listen to the messages the prophet proclaims on my behalf.
The common people of Israel, the kings, the priests, and the elders are all under the authority of the Torah and the prophets. The prophet's primary job is to get the kings and the people back to the word of Moses. But Deacon George and Judaism teach that they are equal to the Torah and have Mosaic authority. Since the Three Stooges, aka Sons of Gibeah, they all think they have graduated into Judaism, and in their videos, they're trying to show their scholarship in biblical information, but they end up showing a Ph.D. scholarship in biblical stupidity. Deacon George and the Stooges claim that the prophet of Moses is Joshua the son of Nun, and Deacon George tries to back it up with scripture.
And then my Christian critic claimed that the prophet mentioned in Deuteronomy 18 is clearly referring to Jesus. Because to think that when God said to the Israelites that he would raise up a prophet like Moses, that he was referring to Jesus of Nazareth, and they would have known this instead of assuming it was Moses' successor Joshua, is really stretching it. Why? Because it states, the Lord said to me, what they said is good. I will raise up for them a prophet like you from among their brothers. I will put my words in his mouth. And after this, we see, as it states in Joshua 3:9, and Joshua said unto the children of Israel, come here and hear the words of the Lord your God, his words. When it even states in Joshua 1:5, as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not fail you nor forsake you. It was clearly talking about Joshua. Just like I said in Joshua 3:7, and God said unto Joshua, this day will I begin to magnify you in the sight of all of Israel. They may know that as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. So clearly, Joshua was a more likely candidate than Jesus of Nazareth.
The third lie is Deacon claims he read the Gospels. However, if he read the Gospels, he either must have missed or deliberately skipped the references of Yeshua being referenced as the prophet of Moses. The Torah teaches us that truth cannot be told through only one witness. One must have two or more. So in fairness, we're going to search the Gospels to see if we have at least two references of Yeshua as the prophet of Moses. And we're going to read the Gospels in chronological order. Chrono meaning time sequence, the best interpretation of scripture, so the Bible could speak for itself, and logical because it's the most logical order. Malachi was the last prophet of Israel. It's been 430 years since Israel has seen a prophet. The Pharisees and the Sadducees and every single religion section of the time knew that the prophet of Moses still hasn't come, and we were still waiting for him. Our eighth witness in the Gospel of Luke, Yeshua raises a widow's son. Great fear swept among the crowd, and they praised Yehovah, saying, it's been over 430 years since a mighty prophet has risen among Israel, and Yehovah has visited his people today.
Chapter 7. When Jesus had finished saying all this, he went back to Capernaum. Now the highly valued slave of a Roman officer was sick and near death. When the officer heard about Jesus, he sent some respected Jewish leaders to ask him to come and heal his slave. So they earnestly begged Jesus to come with them and help the man.
If anyone deserves your help, it is he,
they said.
For he loves the Jews, and even built a synagogue for us.
So Jesus went with them. But just before they arrived at the house, the officer sent some friends to say,
Lord, don't trouble yourself by coming to my home, for I am not worthy of such an honor. I am not even worthy to come and meet you. Just say the word from where you are, and my servant will be healed. I know, because I am under the authority of my superior officers, and I have authority over my soldiers. I only need to say, go, and they go, or come, and they come. And if I say to my slaves, do this or that, they do it.
When Jesus heard this, he was amazed. Turning to the crowd, he said, I tell you, I haven't seen faith like this in all the land of Israel." And when the officer's friends returned to his house, they found the slave completely healed. Soon afterward, Jesus went with his disciples to the village of Nain, with a great crowd following him. A funeral procession was coming out as he approached the village gate. The boy who had died was the only son of a widow, and many mourners from the village were with her. When the Lord saw her, his heart overflowed with compassion. "Don't cry," he said. Then he walked over to the coffin and touched it, and the bearers stopped. "Young man," he said, "get up." Then the dead boy sat up and began to talk to those around him, and Jesus gave him back to his mother. Great fear swept the crowd, and they praised God, saying,
"A mighty prophet has risen among us,
and
we have seen the hand of God at work today."
the report of what Jesus had done that day spread all over Judea and even out across its borders.